Hey gamers, welcome to the Part-Time Gamers Club. As we are tuning in for another off-the-cuff episode, alongside me is Gerard and Mike. And guys, I'll start it off with just last Last of Us season 2 is coming out. You guys excited?
I haven't seen season 1.
Oh,
So
my
he's not
God.
excited, obviously.
The fuck?
It is, from what I've
You
seen,
tell it's
the
off the
exact
cuff.
same thing. And I'm just like, I already played both the games. I already know the story.
Why ever watch
No.
movies like what?
But
No.
that's the same thing as saying like I read the book, so I don't need to see the movie.
Why watch
It's-
Harry Potter if I read the
Yeah.
book?
You know what? Yes, because fucking sometimes the movie ends up worse. It's
Okay,
never
but that's-
faithful. It's
but
either
you-
never
No, but the
faithful.
show is
or-
amazing.
I mean,
Subjective.
I'm just saying, like, I did not have the motivation to watch it because I was like, okay, I can watch
You're not
it
a
when I
true
do. I
fan.
knew it's like, true fan of what? I didn't even play. I played Last of Us 1, not even of my own accord. I played it because it was
a
the
true
only
fan.
option.
As a true supporter, as a gamer, you support the culture and you support what's out there. That's actually good for the culture. All
I
right.
don't know. I'm
You know-
tired of these Netflix shows coming out that are just bombing animes.
All right, but maybe they're bombing some animes, but not all of them. And they did a great job with this might be subjective, but I thought One Piece was good for live
That
action.
is very subjective.
I think that Terminator show that they recently did, that was an anime. That was
But
freaking
that's
amazing.
an animated. We're talking about a live action one.
Last of Us is not on Netflix, right?
No,
It's on-
it's not. No, that's
No,
HBO Max.
I was giving an example of the things, the
Oh.
times I've been brought down.
But you haven't even seen the Twisted Metal one. The Twisted Metal one's really good too.
That one I haven't seen only because I didn't know it existed until you brought it up.
Oh, bro,
Actually-
it's good. It's good.
Like
It's got
it's
Anthony Mackie. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's in it. He's really good. The guy that does Sweet Tooth, I don't know who the character is. Amazing. Sweet Tooth makes that show, bro. Makes it.
is it on what is it on?
Peacock.
Oh,
It's on Peacock.
that explains it. That explains it. That explains
I got Peacock. Peacock has a lot of good shows and movies, bro. And you get the sports now. It's actually really good.
I'm not spending money. I barely even.
Well,
Yeah.
Mike, you get to watch sports though. It's not just for the movies. You get to watch the NFL games on Peacock.
For a fee, right?
No,
I think it's a part of the
You get to
subscription.
watch the Sunday night games. Is always on there. I think.
I mean, like regular TV, cable, like Monday Night Football. I get it. But not like all like
No, you don't get all the games, but you don't get all the games on any channel.
Yeah, no, you need to get the Sunday ticket.
Yeah. But to get away from that, bro, I'm excited for it because I think it's a really good adaptation. It gets me into the game without actually playing the games. But I know about the games. I don't know the story, but I hear season 2 is going to be. There's something happens. You could just tell from the comments. People don't try to ruin it, but it seems like something serious is going to happen in the storyline.
I
So
was so mad when Last of Us 2 came out. Oh my god. When the
that's
game
okay.
came out,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
people were mad about that game. So
Okay.
I'm hoping the people that have not heard of, like, watched played the games or know about the story, I want to see if it is going to be a perfect copy of what happened when the game came out.
Well, they apparently
I
they.
don't know the story as much. I know it was a game, but I don't really know the story. So I like the show from itself.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say because I don't know like the story of them if they're following like verbatim of the game, which I'm assuming.
From what I've read on comments, it sounds
yeah.
like they do.
From
They
the
actually do.
comments, it sounds like it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been hearing too. But I mean, I like the actors, so that's probably another reason why I'm.
Yeah, I like
I don't-
Patrick. Pedro Pascal. He's doing amazing. Ever since Mandalorian really blew him up.
So I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
I still can't believe Joe Rodriguez Just watch season 1. I mean, just
I
watch
know,
it.
like, and he played the games. Like, that's even more wild to me because it's like, bro, it's
Like-
actually. I get it that you've already know the story, but to see it like a live action version, a film adaptation of it, it's actually really good.
Don't watch that many shows. Like if you would have never asked me or told me about the Fallout show, I probably never would have watched it because I just don't watch TV shows like that. I like if it comes up, like I'll watch a movie because I know for a movie I'm like I'm sitting down for an hour and a half to 2 hours, but for a TV show. It's not like, oh, I can do an hour here, an hour tomorrow. It's like, oh, in my mind, that is 12 hours of content I need to watch, or if it's 12 episodes. Like,
you don't gotta watch it all in one day.
No, I don't have to watch it one day, but that's how I see it. I don't see that as, oh, it's 1 hour at a time. No, it's a 12-hour commitment. I'm just breaking up the 12 hours into 1 hour blocks, and that's not like immediately what I take out. Huh? I don't watch TV shows at all.
So when you watch the Dragon Ball series, did you say I have 200 plus hours to watch? Because it's got that long of seasons.
When I am not like the difference between like, oh, well, first off, the 200 hours is more than 200 hours. I was like, wait a minute. I thought about it. I was like, no, Dragon Ball is long. But also, when I'm watching like animes, I try to keep up to date because the difference between, oh, I get to watch it and then wait a week. Now I'm not spoiled, 1, and 2, I can talk about predictions, which is my favorite part about watching any show. If I'm not there when it comes out, it's hard for me to actually like be motivated to watch the whole thing.
But you can always pace yourself, even when it gets dropped all 12 episodes in one shot.
Yes.
You don't have to. You can save it day for day, at least one episode. Leave yourself on a cliffhanger. Because sometimes I have to too.
I have lived my life with trying not to plan around that. So just like, I'm only gonna watch an episode a day. It's like, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna eat tomorrow because I forget. All right.
Well,
that problem.
All right.
Yeah, that's a problem I have.
Clearly, you're not excited about Last of Us. We are.
I honestly, I told you, I am excited to see how people react towards that one point. It's going to be at the end of the show, but yeah, I'm wanting to see how the general public shows, because like if they are doing 1-for-1 and they don't change anything, that part that happens in the game is very controversial.
Everyone plays the game, right? It's just spoil it.
No. Don't I never played it.
Yeah,
don't
that's what I'm
spoil
saying.
that shit for me. I've literally purposely stopped reading comments because the people were like, "Oh man, when they get to that point."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's
a point that's very controversial that the gamers didn't like, and I was like, do they change it? Do they keep faithful and put it out? But then if they put it out and be faithful, won't the people who never played the game have the exact same reaction that the gamers had?
Are you excited to watch the show based off of that fact?
No.
Are you excited?
I'm more excited to watch what people do. I will know.
I don't care. Yeah.
I will know.
You know what?
I could watch these in
November. I'm just gonna have it on, so he has no choice.
Yeah, I'm like, and you know that's the problem. Gio knows if he just puts it on the TV, I'm gonna end up watching it.
Yeah, he'll start side-eyeing it at first, and then all of a sudden I'll see him fully in front of the TV.
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm already committed. I guess
I'm invested now. I got
exactly.
No, but another one where obviously is really right around the corner too is Arcane.
Arcane 2.
I can't wait for that.
That is one that I will be watching as soon as it comes out, because I don't want spoilers on that. I also first off, Mike,
no.
You can throw your hands up. I don't know the story. I don't know the story.
That's true.
But you don't know the story is gonna follow the game, so it's the same way.
But you gotta commit 12 hours.
Is it going to be the same game?
12 hours.
Because we now know Arcane 2, and this is something for all the like nerds for the LOL and everything and the Riot. All the Arcane 2 is going to be canon, but they are fundamentally changing some of the characters in the game based on how that story goes. So
they're adjusting the characters in game
based on Arcane 2. There's already words about a rework of Victor, and we don't know what direction is until Arcane 2 comes out. So that's why I'm saying, like, it is fun. Arcane 2 is going to be fundamentally different than just a regular TV show because it itself is changing the game. So I want to be there when it happens. Also, Arcane is I don't want to say masterpiece because that may be heavy-handed, but it's amazing. It is like
no, it is a fucking masterpiece.
yeah, it's really good. So
people that even into League know anything about League, watch that anime, love that anime. Like they say, it's a great animation.
You know what's funny? Riot does amazing things outside of games because
KDA. Not say their games. It's not.
No. Okay, let me stretch down. Everyone says League of Legends is good. Everyone says their Legends of Runeterra, their card game is good. Everyone says Valorant, very good. Nobody says these are masterpieces except for League, but even League, the people that love League are toxic in League and hate League. It's a love-hate relationship. So, every time you bring up something that Riot has made outside of video games, like the KDA or the Korean pop stars that became a smash success, Arcane, like people make fun and just say, hey, they made a masterpiece. All they're doing is they have a music company. They're a music company that have a game to promote their music. Or they're a film company that makes a game to promote their films.
They're a multimedia company. That's what they are.
A multimedia company, and I do find the meme of just like they are a multimedia company, but their first media is considered the lesser of their other media.
That's true. Their original, the original focus has become their least focus, in a sense. But I think it's got a lot of expectations, though. This is going to be a little different from season 1.
Season 1 blew us out of the water, but
yeah, I feel like now it's kind of a little harder because now we have this expectation. And now I feel like they're going to be scrutinized more so than season 1. You know what I mean?
Possibility, yeah. That's always going to be the case. I think everybody's going in with excited already into it, and then they got to deliver. And
I don't doubt they will. I feel like we're going to be a little harsher on this season than the first one, no matter what. Yeah. Us maybe not so much, but I feel like maybe people that are maybe not fans of League per se, but League fans also will be probably hypercritical in a sense. I don't know. I feel like I will be looking for something. You know what I mean?
The judge.
I don't mean to, but I feel like I will be.
He's doing it. He's prejudging, man. He's prejudging. What I was going to say is they released a few amount of trailers. I watched Necrit do like TB Skyline also look at and review and go minute by minute, frame by frame on those trailers. I've watched literally 40-minute videos talking about 2-minute trailers. And I kid you not, like.
No, I know they do it.
But like it is pretty funny because people are very obsessed with this, and at this point, like frame by frame, we're like, hey, they're staying to their quality, they're staying with their pacing and everything like that in these trailers. Like the trailer's like, oh, and we don't know if everything in the trailer is going to be true because they pulled a fast one in the first Arcane, so not the trailers weren't 100% what's going to happen in the show. So we don't know continuity or anything like that. But right now, it's like we do know they're paying close attention to what they're making and every single scene. So we're expecting them to at least have the same type of quality in visual presentation. Now, the question comes down to if we enjoy the story. And that's going to be the biggest, hurdle. Yeah, that's where the criticism is going to come in. But Gio, I remember us having a conversation ago where I said, and this was talking about Final Fantasy VII, the remake.
Okay.
When you do things in trilogies, the second one is usually the worst. But that's because the first one is great setup and novelty, and the last one is usually payoffs, which is the best thing. if they're technically skipping like this Arcane 2 is going to be the end of Arcane, it should be fixing all the loose ends. If any criticism comes out, we should be either missing or have loose ends, or have character arcs that don't make any sense. And
Yeah.
from the very Arcane 1, we don't see any character arcs that don't make any sense. So it's the problem they're gonna have is if they have any loose ends that they don't tie up.
Well, remember we talked about this when we did the Arcane season 2 initial episode, talking about the hype of it, and me and Mike said, "What about if they go that Marvel approach?"
I have a multiverse. Well,
Yes, well, not a multiverse, but like how they're gonna be focused on different realms of League, and different characters in the game, and they're gonna have their stories told.
yeah.
What about if it all comes together at some point? Where I could see, like you said, if they leave some loose ends. I don't think they'll leave major loose ends. They might leave little tidbits that might not tie up. That you go,
That's
I
fine.
wonder whatever happened with that.
And
part.
then
You know what I mean?
it gets played on a different show.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that 100%. But they got to let us know, and it can't be like, oh, they left this loose end and they never mention it. It's got to be shown in some way, some form that they have an intention to fix this later down the line. Like a good example is in the Venture movies, the loose ends usually end up at after the credit scenes. They're like,
Correct.
hey, look, a little snippet of some kind of things. Remember that time where Thor just left his hammer there? Well, guess what? This is what actually happened. A whole organization is surrounding it. It becomes a whole thing. So that's what they would need to do a multiverse. Have that at least clarity that's like, hey, we intentionally left this here. It wasn't an oversight.
Well, it's not a multiverse. It's just
A multiverse
it's the same world. Everything's in the same world, basically.
It's not a multiverse, but it is a this shared universe, and they're going to be making a whole bunch of stories and maybe combine them later.
Yep, exactly.
Now the question is whether or not the events when they do combine is going to reflect in the game or going to be something that we already know. So example I'm saying is the and this may be a spoiler for a thing that they have not told us about. So if you played League already, you know that there's Noxus and Ionia. If you know anything about the lore, Noxus invades Ionia and causes a whole bunch of strife, and there's a whole bunch of like backstory that happens, and like people, there are characters who exist because of this.
Mm-hmm.
If they lead up to it, because right now we don't know if that's in Arcane's timeline, we don't know if that's happened or not yet. We don't know if they're going to redo this war and animate it, which will probably be cool as hell, or this is they do an event in the Arcane universe and have an event in game for that universe or for that show. If they speed up the show, it's like, all right, I'll call it Maxis 1. The event starts in game, and then between the event or the season of Maxis 1 and Maxis 2, you can affect the story in game by like siding with one side or completing missions or just doing stuff like that. That is one thing they can do, and it'd be canon because that's what Riot has decided to do. Everything that they make that's Riot or League IP is canon. So we'll have new information, and be a good tie-in between the game and whatever they release show-wise.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, man. I mean, not right now. We're just speculating and just.
November is when it comes out. We will see in Arcane 2. Arcane 2 will probably put out new skins. That's definitely what's gonna happen.
But I mentioned to you this earlier today. Mike wasn't with us, I don't think, when I mentioned it. Another one that's coming out, and I think it's October 11th, the Tomb Raider anime, which I didn't even know they were working on a Tomb Raider anime. Are you gonna check out that one? I'm curious about it.
Maybe. It really depends.
Yeah, that's like a no.
Well, how about this? What about if it's not based off the games per se? It's a storyline of hers. Maybe it uses certain stories of her from certain games, but it's not tied to like a sequence of games, a trilogy part. Or if it does the most recent trilogy, which was pretty well revered, The last 3 that they did.
It wasn't a problem of replaying the same story. It's more like the time frame that I would have again when I see like, oh, it's coming. Tomb Raider anime is coming out. I'm just like thinking, I was like, do I have time to watch it? Like, there's so many things I have to watch. Man.
Well, what about you, Mike? Would you check that one out? Did you even know about it?
No, I didn't know about it. You told me.
Oh, I did. All right.
Yeah, that's interesting. Comes out October 10th, by the way.
Oh, I thought it was 11th.
If someone tells me like on October 10th, when the first episode comes out, they go like, "Hey, Gerard, this is a great anime, and it's not like it's its own story. Are you gonna watch it?" And I highly recommend it, and it's good. I'll put it on my watch list. I'll probably watch it November when I'm down.
Next year.
Yeah, November when I'm down.
Gonna put it on the TV. I'm gonna put it on the TV.
Just put it on the TV. I'll watch it. But I'll probably watch it like on the side because like anime right now, there's a lot for the fall season, which is where we're coming into right now. It just started, so we have new animes that are coming out that are highly anticipated. So I'll be probably booked until December for animes.
Well, it's called The Legend of Lara Croft.
It sounds like the recent Tomb Raider trilogy. Because the recent Tomb Raider trilogy is how Lara Croft became Lara Croft. If they're going to do The Legend of Lara Croft, the name sounds like it's a origin story.
Yeah.
Oh, this way. The series continues right after the events of the Survivor trilogy of the video games: Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, so it's right after the trilogy.
Yes.
Shit, I didn't finish the trilogy.
Well then.
Well, that's a you problem.
You finished it?
I did.
Oh God damn it! I had the second one. I didn't finish the second one though, and I definitely didn't play the third. Damn it!
Those fun games to play too. Right?
Yeah, they're
It
single
was
player
good.
games.
No, it was really good.
It was like a puzzle. It's like I was like puzzle.
Well, it's like
I wish.
I mean, there's a lot of games based off of them. Like, isn't like I know that you're gonna say no, that's more, but I know Uncharted is more like on the scale of movie, but Uncharted takes from Tomb Raider a lot of the things that it does. Like a lot of the games that they make, what's another one that's kind of like Tomb Raider but not Tomb Raider? I feel like Tomb Raider influenced a lot of games, though.
I could say it did. There was a lot of 3D platformers and perspective changing how puzzles work. Prince of Persia is a good example of this as well.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. But I think Tomb Raider, I think the most recent trilogy really bring it back into the mainstream. Because Tomb Raider was like, for a while there, it was struggling.
I don't think that was the problem. I think there was Uncharted fatigue. Because Uncharted 4, like, it came out and everything like that, we were just getting Uncharted like every other year, basically.
No, but I'm saying way before that, bro, because the original like first 2 or 3 Tomb Raiders were very successful. Then it took a dip for a good while there in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. It was struggling.
The age of Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
The age of Call of Duty.
The age of multiplayer, because you think of Halo, Call of Duty.
First person shooters. That was the rise and pinnacle of catch me on Rust, okay? Or catch
1v1 me, bro.
Yeah. Like honestly, like we've switched generationally. We've switched as a generation of gamers to kind of switch between our wants and needs for genres. Before I've mentioned this before, it was like we switched from wanting a challenge, and the challenges that we were being provided as a single player game wasn't fulfilling us, so we went to multiplayer games because fighting other people challenged us. And then the game developers saw that and wanted to bring more people in, so they made their multiplayers easier are the games easier, and it's like the veterans and the people that have been playing a long time. It's like I want a challenge.
But Mike wasn't in there in that podcast with us still when we talked about that.
Then let me finish the circle because it's cyclical.
Yeah, you might as well finish it up for him then.
When the developers like, we need to bring more people. How do we bring new people? We need to make our game available or more widespread, and the only way to do that is to lower the curve of difficulty so people who have never played a video game before or never played your genre of video game can play that game. And they lower the difficulty, and then the veterans, the people who have been playing it a long time, or the people who see the difficulty drop, get mad, and they end up switching over to things that give them a challenge. Things like Dark Souls or things that promote difficulty, which ends up being single-player games right now. And then you get, a whole bunch of people are playing single players again. Now we're going to make our multiplayers more difficult because everyone left. And we have no more people, and we were trying to... The new people that we brought in, we want to give them a challenge because that's what they're asking for now that they've been playing a while. So it goes up again. And then the veterans who just left the multiplayer to go single player, just like, all right, we're going to go back to multiplayer. And it becomes a whole cycle. And that's all about challenge. But like the funniest thing is like this also happens to game IPs and genres. Because an example for Lara Croft, she's been around. Tomb Raider has been around for a very long time. She's a perfect example of like, single player games that are challenging. Great. 1 and 2 perform very well. And then people are like, all right, these games are no longer challenging to us. We'll go to multiplayer. You see like the attention, maybe also like the play count, the buy count for her games go down. And there's an argument to be made that at this point there's like peak toxic masculinity. So people are just like, I don't want to play a female character. That happened in the mid 2000s. But also we get back up on the original trilogy. Actually, I think not even the original trilogy. Also, there was one like last finale from her last game that started picking up traction. And that was coming back when we started getting roguelikes like Slay the Spire or Hades, things like that. The trilogy came out almost right in that pocket. So these kind of switches between what gamers want is definitely a roller coaster, but we gamers can see it happening. It's just the devs who don't break this cycle that are forced to like learn their lesson every time it happens.
Well, I think the devs have been learning a lot lately with everything going on in the industry currently. So, but I'm interested in the show, man, because I am a long fan. I've always been a fan of the Tomb Raider series. I watched the original movies, whether you enjoyed them or not. They weren't the best movies. I didn't think the first one or the second one was terrible.
I think they were good. I'm also one of those people that really like
decent.
B-rated. I'm gonna say I like those B-rated movies. Like movies that are cheesy are up my alley. A good example, the Street Fighter live action movie. I thought it was okay. First off,
there was nothing okay about that.
There was nothing okay, but one-liners that were perfect. All right, a whole bunch of one-liners. Man, you're. How can anyone forget Bison's quote though? Do you remember Bison's quote?
No, because I try to forget that movie.
Like, you say it was the worst day of your life, but for me, it was a Tuesday. Is the pinnacle of Bison as a whole when he's talking to Chun-Li about like, was it Chun? Yes, you killed my father, blah blah blah. I have so much revenge for you, and Bison's like, man, I'm a bad guy. I do that shit all the fucking time, man.
Yeah, like, your dad was nothing special.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was like, it was the worst day of your life. For me, it was just a Tuesday, man. And I love that delivery and like those cheesy one-liners. Mortal Kombat's another B-rated movie that I enjoyed. The very first one. I'm not speaking
bringing up all the movies.
No. Maybe we could go down this road. I like a lot of B-rated movies. I love the first Mortal Kombat, and the first Mortal Kombat isn't considered the worst. It's like Annihilation.
That's not a good thing. You're comparing trash to more trash.
Do you like the new Mortal Kombat movie?
The newest one that came
The
out?
newest one, comparative to the old one. The very first one.
Comparing to the garbage that was the original ones, it was more bearable to watch, but it was by far not a good movie.
I would rather watch the first one than watch that last one. Not to say both of them are bad, by the way.
Mike,
I
you
do
can jump in at any time to talk some sense into him.
Mike is gonna say he's never watched any Mortal Kombat movie, and we both get mad. We both get mad.
No, he's watched them because we watched them as kids. We went to the theaters.
I wouldn't say it's the worst movies I've seen.
We never said they were bad. Well, I at least didn't say they were bad. I said they were good, but they're not great movies. I'm just saying they're good movies.
You're giving them good. I'm not even giving them good. There's a difference between great and good. What I consider great movies is like your Avatars, your Titanic, the original Star Wars trilogy, Scarface, Godfather movies.
Great. I would consider great and good a big divide, but the difference between okay and good is not the worst either. It's not like the big divide between okay and good is like okay is I'll watch it if it's on the TV. Good is like, oh, I have like an option of like 3 okay movies and then this movie, and I would watch that movie every time. And I do think the first Mortal Kombat movie is that for me. You could put it against like
I didn't think it was that bad.
The very first one was, in my opinion, good.
The acting was so bad. It's so bad. Go rewatch that. I don't know how
I own the movie, GL. I rewatch it often. I enjoy the movie.
God. Oh my God.
Like Johnny Cage is literally Johnny Cage in that movie.
I don't want to talk movies with you ever. That movie is far from good.
Look, you haven't seen bad movies then. There are worse video game movies.
I've seen a lot of bad movies, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. Just because it's not as bad as some of those movies doesn't make it good. That's not good.
Okay.
One is subjective.
One is subjective, and two,
you're like trying to say it's bad. You shouldn't even watch it. No, Gerard,
I didn't say you shouldn't watch it. It's not what I said.
You said literally go back and watch it, and you was like,
I want you to watch it.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll rewatch it right now. I love that movie. I know I'm biased, and that's why I'm just like, it's not a great movie, but I do think it's a good movie.
This is what I want you to do.
Okay.
I want you to watch a good fighting movie, like an actual good fighting movie. Maybe like
that's not Chinese.
Movie, all right. Yeah. Oh, you can watch an Asian-made Chinese. I don't care. You can watch Hero with Jet Li. I don't give a shit. What I'm trying to tell you is watch something good in the acting, in the actual effort put into it, the set design, the clothing, the makeup, everything.
Sure.
And then compare it to that Mortal Kombat movie.
I think the scene design is very great. They have a lot of cinematic lighting. The music is very impactful. Literally, generations of music comes out of the Mortal Kombat movie. And to top it all off, there is a lot of iconic character moments that show progression. Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade actually having moments together, showing true character arcs. Now, is it the best looking movie? No, not even close.
It's not the best written movie. It's not the best directed movie.
It's a fucking Mortal Kombat movie.
They could have done a better job.
They have no story at this point in time.
They could have done a better job. I don't care.
They could have not for Mortal Kombat.
Street Fighter, then you bring up this. I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, anymore. I think Street Fighter.
Okay, let's bring up Dragon Ball Z movie.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. No. That's a straight bad movie.
I have to tell you, Droid, I would watch Mortal Kombat 100 times over. I watched that Dragon Ball Z movie again.
You know what? Yeah, I agree. Actually, you know what? I would rather watch. I'm trying to think of a very bad movie, and I can't because like it's that bad. I can't even think of a very bad movie that's even just barely comparable to it.
Like, just don't bring that up again. Why would you do that? Just why? I don't understand.
We've been spending a whole bunch of time talking about this. I'll think of that.
But yeah, I'm excited for the Lara Croft show. I'm excited for the new Last of Us, which When is the official date for Last of Us? I think that's 2025. They haven't even given us. Yeah. Damn. Arcane and Tomb Raider are gonna have to hold us down.
I think they will. Arcane is going to take up the entire. I would say the entire month of November because it's in three.
I'm gonna binge it.
Comes in trilogies.
First day I'm off, I'm gonna binge it.
So the last one comes out, I believe, on November 20 something. So
No, The Last of Us is 2025. They haven't given.
Oh, I was talking about the Arcane.
Oh,
You're gonna
Arcane's
binge.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomb Raider's October 10th. You said, Mike?
Yeah.
So Tomb Raider in October, Arcane in November,
Oh,
and we'll see Last of Us. Maybe Last of Us comes out in January. Probably.
Nah, I doubt it. It would be nice, but I doubt it.
All right. Well, I don't think I'm good. Does anyone have anything else?
No. Just let us know down in the comments if you agree with Gerard, a Mortal Kombat movie, or me.
And I would like to say we're not saying the Mortal Kombat movie is a great movie either. My argument is that it's good. Gio's argument is that it's at least okay. It's not a bad movie. It's okay.
The newest one.
Oh, the newest one is okay.
The original one is.
Okay, so the original one in the argument is
they're not very bad, but they're bad. There's a difference. There's very, very bad. There's extremely bad. There's garbage that you should never watch. I'm not putting it there.
How are you putting levels
how
between
many,
good
how
and
many,
bad?
how
They're
many
bad or
ranks
bad?
are there? All right, it's like there's great, there's good, there's okay, and there's bad, and there's very bad, and there's very, very bad, and there's very, 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 very bad, and there's garbage.
All right. To give you an idea, to give you an idea,
Like 7 levels of hell. Just
Like,
don't give bad words.
to give you an idea, I would compare Mortal Kombat to a Lifetime movie. Okay, that's
A
the
Lifetime
kind of
video. You know, a lot of people love Lifetime videos, right?
Yeah, that doesn't mean
I
they're good.
know.
That doesn't mean they're good.
You are going to
said
start
that.
a war, man. You are
I
about
I
to
just
start a
wanna point
war.
out Gio said that.
I don't care.
No mistake
Anyway.
for me.
Gio, you're probably going to get banned on Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes. That's how bad that choice is.
I don't care. I'll do it. I'll say what I said, and I meant.
I like
Stand
by
on
you
10
saying
toes.
that. I know I don't watch a lot of movies, and I don't consider myself a movie critic, but by you saying that, people are gonna be like, Gerard's point of view is a little better now. That's how bad that topic is.
Well, you win.
Anyway, that's it from us, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, as you heard from Gio, leave a comment down below. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Later.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Part-Time Gamers Podcast. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. And follow us on our other social platforms on TikTok, Instagram, and Discord. Links for those will be provided in the description. Thank you again. We will see you on the next episode of the podcast. And make sure you make some time for video games. Peace.